Show my screen. All right, so is it good here?
Yes.
Okay. So this is a real quick post. I'm working on a project in Moss. Again, I thought that I was done with Moss, but no. The truth is I'm very far away from being done with Moss. But I'm doing a UI project, and in the past, SharePoint 2007 and their publishing master pages does not include a doc type by default, or at least not the kind of doc type that I want, because in browsers, particularly IE, if you're familiar with the doc type switch that happens dynamically in Internet Explorer, when you work in what is called quartz mode, it essentially means even though you have an IE browser, it's using the IE6 engine. So it's basically a real pain in the butt to try and do it. And I actually came to this solution with the help of Carlos. Him and I worked on this together. I mentioned him down below. We do a lot of this stuff together. And basically what I wanted to do is I wanted to include a doc type in my master page so I could get some of the benefits of the newer browser standards modes. But the problem with that is that if you just go out into your master page and put a doc type up there, and a doc type is really just basically declaring to the browser what standards you're going to be developing against to help you validate and help the browser to know that as well, how to render it. But if you just plop it at the top of your master page, you'll find stuff starts breaking in 2007. For instance, when you're in edit mode, if you have a doc type, you can't move stuff between zones. So that's something that broke. Carlos actually discovered that on our project we worked a long time ago. So I couldn't use the doc type across the board. So I could only show the doc type when the page is in view mode. So in other words, if the page is if someone goes in to edit content inside of there or move a web part around, the doc type cannot show, or else it starts breaking stuff. So basically what we tried to do was include that, and thankfully Microsoft does provide what's called an edit mode panel that allows you to choose whether to show something when it's in edit mode or only in display mode, and that's toggled with this attribute right here, page display mode. So all of these are important to include, suppress tag, page display mode, and what I did is I basically went into my page layouts that I was using and pasted this at the bottom of it. And so what I'm doing is I'm just using a content placeholder that I placed at the top of my master page, and I'm allowed to get away with content placeholders in the top of your master page. I couldn't paste all of this edit control at the top of my master page, so it just didn't technically work. So what happens is that when I'm just viewing my page, I'm able to get a doc type and all the benefits of the doc type. But when I go into edit mode, it gracefully degrades and allows me to use some of the content management functionality so it doesn't break. So this was my solution that Carlos and I worked out together. I have since appended this. I also needed an additional content placeholder because in Internet Explorer you need the X-UA compatibility meta tag to flip the browser mode as well. So you're going to go out here and check that out. If you're working with UI in SharePoint 2007, I would highly suggest you try and use some kind of solution to get some of the benefits of a doc type. So this is the solution we came up with. That's it for me.
Thanks so much, Chris. Before you go, I wanted to know if there's any questions out there in the group. You can either raise your hand or just ask your question in the question box.
I just wanted to add the suppress tag property. With those edit mode panels, they output divs. So if you're going to use it outside of, say, a body zone, the reason why you do suppress tag is it'll just output the contents of the edit mode panel instead of outputting a div with it. So that's the only reason for that property.